Your dream life won't build by itself, and if you clicked on this video, you know that to get there, you don't need to shout more affirmations in the mirror or make another vision board and set more goals. All you actually need to do is stop procrastinating and become more productive. Social media has overcomplicated the idea of productivity, from the long aesthetic morning routines that feel unattainable to the millions of tools and tactics that fail you before you even start using them. I was able to finish a master's degree while building a 6-figure business, get my dream body, and even get to work with my dream brands last year. And this year, I want you to do the same. So I'm going to lay out the habits I've taken away from the most amazing and highly intelligent women I've been around and the ones that I admire online. Because success leaves clues, and I've collected the most actionable ones for you to actually do this year. First things first, highly intelligent women don't let life happen to them. They make it happen for them. The need you have for productivity comes from a deep desire to be who you know that you can be, trying to be more productive so you can graduate with honors and build your dream career, trying to be more productive so you can finish work and get your dream physique, or trying to be more productive so you can work more and make more money. You can do all of it, but you need to know why. Otherwise, you will fail. The why doesn't need to be big, and you don't need to want to become the biggest and most famous person, but you can try and be the best person for yourself. And to figure out what that even is to you, you need to start doing more things that lead you to figure out what that is. When I started my self-improvement journey, all I wanted was to prove to myself I could do it, and then to prove to everyone else I could do it. It started by finishing university, then that led me to starting a business, then that led me to building a personal brand with hundreds and thousands of followers. But it all started with one thing. And yes, I had a massive chip on my shoulder trying to prove everyone wrong, and I did it. And the best feeling ever is to do the thing that people didn't think you could do. And if I was to do it all over again, I would set 3 main habits in place. The first one that changed my life is what I decided to call a quick win morning routine. A routine that is good for my brain and not just for the aesthetic TikTok videos that you see online. First, I needed to hack my brain, and the hack was understanding that time is literally finite. You can't buy it back. It's simply just ticking away. Oh, but I'm a night owl, or oh, I can only work at X time of the day, or oh, I don't have time. Neither do I, but I made it work because it wasn't going to work for me. I used to pride myself on being a night owl and feeling so cool for being up late because it helped my creativity, and that reframe literally clocked me. Because while I was spending time at 2 a.m. working, I was missing several hours in the morning I could be using to optimize all the areas of my life instead of just one. Because the time I spent at night working, I was missing out on a consistent gym routine, time with my loved ones, a work schedule that wasn't 24/7, and most importantly, time to rest, which ultimately led me to having this thing called brain fog nearly every single day, and I didn't even know it. The cloudy thinking, the slow brain, the difficulty focusing, it isn't just being tired or stressed. It's a complex neurological state, and if you want to be productive and struggling because your brain feels like there's 100 different tabs open and none of them are loading, I got you. In the morning, you need to focus on 2 quick wins, one for your mental health and one for your physical health. Every morning, I try to get up and get the fuck out of the house, especially when I'm completely demotivated and feel lazy. I noticed that I was associating my environment with laziness, and it would manifest in how I felt. So I either pack my bag and go to the gym even if I'm not doing anything, and take my laptop with me to work. Even just to walk there literally helped me so much because it was an immediate change in the environment I was in, and I had some movement. And this brings me back to that part in the book Atomic Habits where he mentions the idea of 10 minutes in the gym is better than 10 minutes on the couch. Because doing something is better than doing nothing and staying exactly where you are. And look, this isn't about an exercise routine and doing Pilates or running 10K. It's about getting you out of that pattern of bad habits that's keeping you stuck. Our brain loves patterns, but it also loves learning new ones. So when you opt in to not hit snooze and instead get out of your house, you're creating a new neural pathway inside your brain. It's crazy how quickly we can retrain ourselves from being unproductive to a professional weapon in weeks. But you need to do the hard thing first and do it for the first time and second time. Now, the mental health win for me is generally about getting dopamine, but the good kind. That can be from the workout you do at the gym or the walk to a cafe. And then that can also be from listening to your favorite upbeat music. And then tell yourself, wow, I get to enjoy this today. I get to. Big reframe. You have to be like, yes, I get to do this thing I've been thinking about doing for months. You've been desiring a morning routine. You've been desiring more wealth. You've been desiring a better body. Well, it all starts here and you get to do it. You don't have to do it. No one is forcing you. But if you want to save yourself from an average life, then you get to choose this path. There's so many people out there wishing that they had time, wishing that they could move, wishing that they could do this thing. So remember that. When I was so ill a few months ago and I couldn't move or do anything, all I wanted was one thing, my health. I forgot about all the other 100 things in my wish list and just prayed I could simply be healthy. Then and there, I stopped taking every single thing for granted. Because when you're healthy, you want 100 things, but when you're ill, you just want one, your health. So my routine looks like this right now. 5:30 a.m. I wake up, 6 a.m. I go to the gym or I replace it for work if I'm not working out. Then at 7 a.m. I finish and then I shower. And then from 7 to 12, it's mostly blocked for creative work. Then I get time to work on urgent tasks, take calls, and focus on growing as a human, not a machine. This routine has given me so much time back and it has helped me stop chasing an endless to-do list. But if you struggle to wake up this early, I have the best trick I learned to beat this. But first, we need to eat the frog, which is a common productivity concept to do the hard tasks first. Now, I mentioned endless to-do lists, and how we're going to be dealing with those is by using this beautiful concept I saw from one of my favorite Twitter bros called tactical anxiety. It's a cheat code for productivity, because if you work for yourself or have full control of your own schedule, then time may always seem infinite and you keep delaying the tasks that you need to do. And ultimately, they pile up and you freeze. So the way I started to implement this is that I list every single thing I need to do that seems urgent or perhaps needs doing at some point within the next few weeks. This is also known as the Eisenhower matrix. But that alone never worked for me, because if you're a high achieving person but also a procrastinator, then everything is due yesterday. And since everything is always due yesterday for me, to stop myself from feeling like a shaking chihuahua, first, I need to give you a harsh truth. The reality of procrastination is that you're most likely procrastinating not because the thing that you're trying to do is hard, but simply because you're not good at it yet, and it's scary. But you need to keep the promises that you made to yourself about doing the thing that you've been putting off the most, because that is how you're going to rewire your brain to think of yourself as someone who gets shit done. I took my big scary to-do list to the gym, worked out, and then sat down, cleared my entire schedule for the day, and blocked every single social media app and even email, and laid out everything that I had to do, all the tasks that were overdue, everything that I was avoiding, and simply just got to work. I used this app called Opal on my iPhone and an app called Cold Turkey on my laptop. Then I sat at the gym cafe, locked my phone in the locker, and went from hardest one to easiest one, and refused to leave until I did all of them. I did them all in under 5 hours. The tasks weren't as hard as I thought. I just needed to have the time to think about them instead of having them in a to-do list next to all the other million other side tasks I had, like buying groceries. You need to give yourself a deadline and enforce it. Otherwise, you'll never do the thing. This is how you give yourself time to do all of the remaining not so urgent tasks well. Because honestly, doing that every single day isn't sustainable, as the quality of work is 100% compromised, no doubt. And yes, done is better than perfect, but not when you're trying to be the highest version of yourself. The method I just gave you is only an emergency I just procrastinated for the week and I feel like I can't breathe type of emergency. Now, for all the urgent but due this week tasks, I like to do the following. I take the items from my mega list of tasks and take 3 for each day of the week, depending again on urgency. This is following the rule of 3. 3 is short enough for things to feel achievable, but enough to feel like you've won the day. I go on my notes app and pick 3 things that feel the most important and tick them when they're done. So incredibly satisfying, by the way. Self-discipline is the highest form of self-love. Love yourself enough to get your task of the day done. And if you're not getting them done, then you need to reassess the length of the task. So let's say that you're putting create content for social media as one of the tasks, but the reality is that it actually needs research, ideation, and creation time. Those are 3 tasks on their own, not just one. Learn how to break the tasks down into smaller and achievable lists. You need to prove yourself in order to succeed, because failing to prepare is preparing yourself for failure. Start organizing your calendar for a brain dump day where you dump everything down that you need to do and dissect exactly what you need to do and how long it's going to take you. Every single week, take your Google Calendar and block an hour to brain dump and make your calendar work for you. Let's say every Saturday, you will brain dump everything in your mind, and you then take every single one of those things and assess urgency, priority, and time it will take you to get it done. Then automatically schedule those into your calendar. I have a deep work block in the morning, but then I put the micro tasks I need to do in that time, so I don't go and research something and completely fall off track. No, we're not going to do that this year. We're going to focus. You need to get your entire to-do list done as soon as possible. Then you can dedicate your time to create space for the things you need to do over time, so you can flow and enjoy your work instead of having a rigid, monotonous routine that kills your light. Now, let's talk about the ultimate focus hack to tie all of this together. And it's not an overpriced coffee supplement or a fancy nootropic. It's actually a night mental closing shift and routine. The closing shift for me is basically getting ready for the day before. By doing that, I mentally clock out of the work and to-do things that I had done all day and write down everything that is pending and list it for the next day, so I can work where I left off, so I don't scramble around the next morning trying to figure out where I left off. Then I lay out the clothes that I want to wear, so I take the decision making out of the equation in the morning, making it 20 times easier to wake up and leave the house as soon as possible. As I got used to this morning routine, I slowly started going to bed early, from 2 a.m. to then 1 a.m. to then 12 p.m. to now 10 p.m. so I can wake up at 5 or 6 and feel rested. I shut my laptop, I meditate for a bit, I put on some mouth tape, and I go to bed. It's simple, but it will change your life, because again, productivity can't be fixed with one magic pill, but it can be fixed by a solid routine that makes you want to fix the problem at hand. Intelligent women are disciplined and they flow. They aren't tied down to chaos at all times. They fulfill the promises that they made to themselves. They follow their plan and not their mood. And through that, success, whatever that may look like, follows. Now, if you want to know what plan I follow to change my life and mindset, then watch this video next. I'll see you there.